Forgiveness frees you from all of the things that the enemy wants to control you. Ooh. I think I'm going to say that again. Forgiveness frees you from everything the enemy wants to use to control you. Baby, look out. What's going on, beautiful people? It's your girl Kyra here, interpreter of African American history and culture, motivational and spiritual speaker. I'm back with another video, and today on the When She Speaks Wednesday segment, we're going to be talking about having standards, whether that be in your family relationships, whether that be in your friendships, whether it be in your romantic relationships. It's important to understand that as an individual, you have the right to hold your own standard. And if the person ain't with it, baby, you can tell them to kick rocks. They can leave you the way they met you. Okay, so I want to start off by saying that I'm not talking about this superficial way of having standards. I'm not sitting here talking about like how you should be 6 feet 5 inches tall, that you should have really nice curly hair, that a man has to say things the way you want it to be said. I'm not talking about those superficial way of standards in romantic relationships, nor am I talking about in family relationships where if a person is not the exact way you want them to be, then you can't hang around them. Or in your friendships, if a person is not as, what's the word you want to call it? It's not always wanting to do things the way you want to do them or whatever. I'm not talking about those superficial way of standards. I'm talking about the core standards that you should have in each relationship in your life. And that's important to note. What I'm talking about, the relationships you should have in your life should be giving to you, not taking from you. And that's when we have to assess the people in our lives. And we have to see if these people are meeting the standard. It's time to take inventory, honey, boo-boo. It's time to take inventory of the people that's in your life. People gonna come in one of two ways, either as liabilities or assets. And you know what? Assets, they give to you. Liabilities, they take from you. And when they start taking from you, you got to tell them to keep it moving, okay? Like, we got to remember that now. Every individual that comes into your life that you are planning to want them to stick around or hang around, whatever, for a little while, they should have 4 basic standards. And I'm going to tell you right off the top, number 1, what it should be. Number 1 is definitely, more than anything, communication. If you cannot communicate with a person effectively in your life, whether it be your family or your friends or your romantic relationships, then you got to tell them to kick rocks. Now, I'm not literally saying like cut these people out of your life, but I'm saying you can limit how much you dictate the time you give to them and talk to them and everything. Sometimes, you know that saying, love people from a distance. Sometimes it's what we have to do. But at the same token, you know, you can't choose your family. That's number 1. But you can choose how much you deal with them. Like if you know that you have a way of trying to lay out all the facts and figures, that you actually can express yourself in a way that you're feeling, but the other person cannot, then you need to limit the conversation you have with them. You state what you feel about a certain thing and how you feel. They either gonna receive it or reject it. If they receive it, great. If they reject it, even better. You let me know the next time that if I am feeling some type of way, I can't come to you with it. I'm going to just go to God. We're going to have a conversation. He either going to bless you and make you an even bigger part of my life, or he's going to remove you and tell you, hey, I'll see you next Thanksgiving, okay? Like some folks, this Thanksgiving coming up in a couple weeks, you probably ain't seen them since last Thanksgiving. And if it's that type of relationship, you ain't even got nothing to worry about. If nothing else, we have to show each other grace. If a person is not willing, and what I mean by grace, I'm going to just say grace/empathy. We have to be understanding of each other's faults. We have to be understanding that every person is not perfect. None of us is perfect. But we have to understand that, you know, I feel like everyone has their own perception of what their perfection level is. Like, if you don't meet these standards, meaning like, so I consider myself to be a pretty forgiving person. I consider myself to be a person who believes in second chances, you know, sometimes even more than that. Sometimes I can give too many chances, you know what I mean? But I believe that it's important to understand that we have to show empathy to other people. We are human beings after all. Now, let me break down what I mean by this. Ladies and gentlemen, if a person cheats on you one time, it's time to go. That's my interpretation, okay, of what it means to not be with a cheating partner. Your standard is if I can remain loyal in this relationship, then you should be able to as well. That is the bottom line. Friendships, like, if you know, showing that grace, like sometimes friends go at it. You wouldn't have a real friendship if you don't go at it at least once in a while, you know. And I'm not talking about like brawling. No, you shouldn't be putting your hands on each other. But I'm talking about like if you have a disagreement or something, because if you agree on stuff all the time, in my opinion, chances are it's not as authentic as people try to make it out to be. And the only reason I say that is because no one is the exact same. Not even twins are the exact same. So there are going to be some things you have to work out, and I feel like it's important to have those conversations, because for me and people that my best friends, they know this. Your family. I don't consider you to be a friend, just like that's my friends over there and that's my family over here. I consider my friends to be like family, and we have to have an open dialogue. If there's something I don't feel right about, let's talk about it. You know what I mean? So you feel the same way about something, let's talk about it. That's the way I believe in conducting my friendships and stuff. And it has worked well for me in my life. You know, like I said, I've had to remember that not everyone is me. So that goes from family relationships, friendships, and even relationships. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things I would say is show more grace and empathy for the people that are in your life. Remember that they are not you. They are who they are. And you have to find a balance and understanding that, hey, I love you, and I'm going to show grace and empathy and understanding who you are, and I'm going to take the time to appreciate who you are, because obviously who you are is someone I do want in my life, and I want to keep around for a very long time. Okay, so number three is loyalty. Loyalty is pretty hard when it comes for, I don't know why. It's a rarity to find nowadays. People are not loyal anymore, y'all. I don't know what it is. And I'm not going to just put all the blame on this generation, even though this generation is kind of screwed up, baby. Like, when I say let's pray over this generation, like, let's take a moment and just, gracious God. Like, y'all think I'm joking. I'm not playing out here. They need grace and they need prayer, and a lot of times I know people who just want to go in and help, but pray on that thing first, because these kids cut differently. Like, people don't fight no more. Guns being pulled left and right, trigger, trigger, trigger. You got a lot of internet thugs out there, keyboard killers. You got a lot of that going on nowadays, and social media is nobody's friend. So anyway, I'm gonna start ranting about it. But anyway, I just want to say loyalty is important. Betrayal is true to its name. The evil eye of jealousy, deceit, anger, you name all the things that the enemy tried to do and use through the people around us. Because a lot of times if the enemy can't get to you, he's going to get to the people around you. And that disloyalty can creep in so easily in your inner circle with your man, your woman, with your family, with your close friends. It's important to remember, though, that your standard being set, saying, hey, I'm loyal to you, you should be loyal to me. That means I should trust when I tell you these things going on in my life. You ain't gonna go out there and spill them to the whole world and their mama and grandma and auntie and cousin-in-law too. You should trust that when you're going through a hard time, that this person is going to be there for you. Loyalty / trust, okay? I play no games when it comes to that. If y'all think that I'm joking, I've had friendships that I had over maybe almost about 8 or 10 years. The moment that things like that happen, and it depends on the severity of the crime, because sometimes people can have slippers. I understand. Like, I probably told you something and you thought it was something so vague, like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know there was a big secret. Like, you got a new car. Like, I didn't know, like, because, you know, I know you're not a social media person, girl. It slipped out. That's not a big deal. I mean, I got the car now. It'd be different if you got there speaking like, oh, she talking about getting a new car, and you know it never comes because you speaking on stuff before it even happened. You don't have no right to be speaking on stuff. But if I done got the car and it been like a couple weeks and you start spilling like, oh my gosh, girl, I'm sorry, da 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 da, girl, I don't care. I don't care. You know. But if you speak on something before it happens on my behalf, Lord help you, okay? Because I'm a nice person. What's that saying goes, and I know I can speak for all the nice people. I think I do right now. We nice people. Do not try us though. Honey, we'll be about it real quick, because we like to receive what we dish out. So if you dish out love, empathy, communication, grace, you know what I mean, loyalty, hopefully and prayerfully so, you'll get that back. But y'all, loyalty is the key. That is one of the major keys, and that's all I got to say. Like, be loyal. Loyalty, loyalty, loyalty. You know what I'm saying? And number 4, you pretty much can kind of figure it out after I talked about those last 2 in particular. Grace, loyalty. So number 4 is pretty simple. In your relationships, the standard you should have is forgiveness. I know you heard the cliche that forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for you. And that statement, I'm here to tell you, I hate to be the person to second that emotion, to second that motion, the 3rd or 4th, 18th to second the motion, whatever. It's true. Forgiveness is more powerful than you can imagine. Forgiveness allows you to move forward in your relationships. A lot of times when we are hurt and when we are upset at something, we don't tend to understand why things play out the way they play out. And forgiveness allows us that outlet to say, I don't like what you did. You've apologized to me. You said you understand your role in it, and you are going to do your best to foresee that does not happen again with us. I forgive you. And not only do I forgive you, I'm going to do everything in my power to try to put this past us, and like I said, again, it depends on the severity of the crime. Because like if a person cheats on you, you can say, I forgive you, and go on about your business, honey. And next thing you know, you done met Carl, or you done met Ashley, you know what I mean? So that's different. But if you had a simple disagreement and a person said something they shouldn't have said, give yourself a day to cool off. I need cooling off periods too. I usually can cool off in a couple hours though. Not even that long. Really not even that long. Because I feel like it's so much more to life. And then I don't care. I'm not going to say I don't care as much anymore about the petty things. It's more so along the lines like I got so much. When you have a lot more stuff going for you like that, it's so much more important. You just tend to be like, hey, I forgive you. Let's go get this paper. Or, hey, I forgive you. Let's plan this. Let's do that. When you get to the point where you understand that life is too short to focus on the petty and and not the positive, you tend to put more weight and more attention towards the positive. So forgiveness frees you from all of the things that the enemy wants to control you. Ooh. I think I'm going to say that again. Forgiveness frees you from everything the enemy wants to use to control you. Baby, look out. If you think about it, if you forgive the person that wronged you, if you forgive the person that did you wrong, whether it was with a school, job application, housing application, if you forgive the man or the woman that cheated on you, if you forgive the person that assaulted you, you release control of the very things that's meant to hold you back, and them things that are meant to hold you back from meaningful relationships. So I'm gonna say that's a standard, baby. Number 4. That's it there. That was good. So I hope that you all enjoyed this video. The 4 standards, please remember that when it comes to having a meaningful relationship in your family or in your friendships or in your love life. Please remember those things, and I hope that you all enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Your girl got that Monique interview coming on the 24th, and I'm going to be coming live, y'all, pretty much the whole week just to let you all know what's up. So y'all, please be sure to go over and subscribe to my YouTube channel down below so your girl know that it's real. Y'all remember what I always say. Remember to always to stay up and to also stay blessed. Y'all have a wonderful day. Be easy.